Today, I was thinking about what I want to talk about in today's video, and you know what? I think I'm going to do something I never thought I'd do in a while. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to do something that I've seen people get targeted for even attempting. It's honestly a cruel act in today's age, but you know, it's something that only a brave soul can endure, and you know, me being who I am, I think that I'm up for the cruel task. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna give an opinion. Yesterday, I saw the new DLC trailer for the upcoming Mortal Kombat 1 characters, and I'm not gonna lie, man, it looks hype as hell. Seeing characters like Homelander, Omni-Man, and Invisible Costume is definitely a treat for the Mortal Kombat series, especially if you're a fan of the current superhero shows. Not to mention other longtime franchise characters returning like Ermac, Takeda, Rich Homie Quan Chi, who I'm also looking forward to seeing in action. Just a few weeks ago, we got to have a hands-on experience with the soon-to-be-released title with the multiplayer open beta, and for the most part, outside of a few connection issues, we pretty much got our taste of what to expect from the game. And because of all this happening and the game on the horizon, I wanted to share with you all my thoughts on the game so far, and maybe like a psychic deduce whether this could be the fighting game of the year, or end up like Gundam Evolution, which is going to shut down in November. RIP to that game. Now keep in mind, not only is this video opinionated, but we also don't have access to the full game yet, so I'm only going off the gameplay that we got to have our hands on with, because, you know, at the end of the day, what other reason are you booting up Mortal Kombat? You want to rip somebody's esophagus out, I understand. So with that being said, let's start by overviewing that factor right there, which is the gameplay. Now the main thing that I and really the whole community was concerned about was the addition of the new cameo fighters in Mortal Kombat 1. And basically, this new feature is the mandatory pocket fighters who you have on your side while you're giving your opponent the business. They don't act as a tag team partner per se, but instead as an addition to your combos, or maybe throwing in a punch or two when you command them. To put it as a gamer analogy, they're like the general managers you would select on the old WWE games. They're there for when it's convenient, or if you just get comfort knowing you've got a dick rider like Paul Heyman on your side. But surprisingly, the cameo fighters are well balanced, at least from what I've seen. Not only does each fighter in the match have one, but the cameos are only limited to one attack button that's given variation when combined with the direction button. And the amount of times that you can use the cameo fighter is dictated by a meter, so you won't be able to spam them like a projectile move in Street Fighter 6. What is wrong with some of y'all? Why do y'all do this? So playing with the cameos isn't as annoying as it seems, which is good for the gameplay, but it gets kinda when you realize that having them in the match isn't an option. For immersion reasons, it could be kinda distracting if you're playing as Sub-Zero trying to give Scorpion the business, but you gotta worry about getting a gravity-defying kick combo from Sonya as if she was invited to the party. But that's the big new thing that I wanted to talk about. What about the rest of the gameplay? Well, the game for the most part feels like Mortal Kombat. If you play Mortal Kombat 11 extensively, then picking up on this game will be a no-brainer. But even if you aren't, Mortal Kombat controls have always been, you know, pretty easy to pick up on. Where it gets a little grindy is memorizing the combos, and if you're anything like me and can barely remember what you did the previous day, then you can pretty much guess what you'll be spending the most of your time practicing. One thing I did notice, however, was the new variety in combos that Mortal Kombat 1 has. People in these lobbies were piecing together some wicked movesets that I doubt were even textbook combos, but instead just them being creative or maybe even accidentally. So overall, the gameplay has potential to be widely accepted by the masses, especially if you aren't keen on like complex fighting games and just want something easy to pick up and blow off some steam. Of course though, none of that matters if we don't have a good roster of characters to play with, and honestly, there's not much I need to say about it. We've got almost everyone that you would want from just the characters we know of, and not to mention we get to live out the dream match of Homelander versus Omni-Man, so you know, what else do you need to say about that? A+ in the character department. The only other thing that I'm on the fence about with this game is the storyline. Now, like I said earlier in this video, I can't go off anything that we don't know yet, and the only thing that we know about the story is that it's going to be a reboot of everything that was built up to this point. And that can either go the Call of Duty route and be good, or the SimCity 2013 route and never be talked about again. Even though I secretly love that game. So for now, we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out along with everything else, like, you know, character customization, microtransactions, and all the other good stuff, since we have a glimpse at it, just not the full scale. So, with all of that being said, it finally comes down to what we've been waiting for. Do I think Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be the best fighting game in a while? Well, from what I explained, I do think that if everything else that we're not confirmed on is done right and the characters deliver as expected, then this could easily be the best fighting game of 2023. But can it be the best Mortal Kombat game of all time? Well, you just gotta consider no.